What's good, y'all? It's your boy Need for She coming back with another podcast. I told you guys I got new content coming, new things coming every week, every day, stuff like that. And this is one of the many different type of content and different types of content I want to come out with. And I'm venturing over to the podcast field. So I got about 3 or 4 different ideas going right now. But the one of the first ones I want to get off and everything like that is the I'm Just Reminiscing podcast. So for the folks that don't know, the I'm Just Reminiscing podcast is basically going to be me with a lot of people I grew up with. I met in from elementary school all the way up through college, people I met at work, some stuff like that, everything like that. I'm gonna be talking about them, and we're just gonna talk about, how it was for them growing up in their childhood. I'm gonna chime in a little bit, come in and be like, yeah, this happened to me when I was growing up and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's going to be me and the other person. And I'm going to dive into how their life was and everything like that for us growing up and how we different and how sometimes we the same. So, we're going to touch on different things like that. But for the most part, my guest is going to be doing majority of the talking. So we're going to get that started and everything like that. Just talk about how they was growing up, how I was growing up. Also, how we met. The biggest thing about this whole podcast is how did we meet and what all did we did to do together as we were growing up, or if I met you in college, high school and everything like that, how did we mesh together and everything like that. And then finally we're going to come up with how are we today, stuff in the past, how we are today, how do we communicate today. And then we're just going to finish up with stuff like that. So I hope you guys stay in tune. This was my first time doing this podcast. So I just want to get a little introduction. Today on my first podcast with this, as you can see, you probably see her on one of my other podcasts. It's going to be different ones. But today, the first one I want to interview on the I'm Just Reminiscing is my girlfriend, Shandrika. But she go by Sjay. So I just want to bring her on to the show. And we just going to test this out on the first episode of I'm Just Reminiscing. So, Sjay, you can introduce yourself to the people out there. No, because you're going a little bit more in depth of everything like that. I gave a little basics.
My name is Shandrika. Most people probably know me by SJ. Yeah.
She could have really just hopped into the first part of the podcast, which I just talked about. She could have instantly just hopped into the first part of the podcast, but she didn't. She wanted she just want to sit back and relax. As you can see, she's chilling. So she didn't want to. All I had asked was my name is Shandrika. I grew up here, everything like that. She could have started right there. She could have did all that, but no, she wanted to do it like this. So I'm going to let her do it like this just for now, but it's going to be a lot of different and changes and everything like that. So right now, I'm going to let SJ talk a little bit about her growing up and everything like that. Just going to touch on elementary school, middle school, high school, how everything was for her and everything like that. So SJ, you do have the floor now.
You trying to be nosy. There's some parts that I buried for a reason. Nah. Growing up, I was born in Memphis, but I grew up in Collierville, as people call it, the bougie. We not though.
Which is true. But
not bougie.
Continue.
What?
Continue. No, you go ahead.
Collierville's not bougie. Was in Collierville for elementary, middle, and high school. Elementary went to Crosswind. Shout out to the Eagles. Middle school went to Shillam Farms. Shout out to the Stallions. High school was Collierville Dragons, #1 school. Period.
Trash.
Okay. Our sports were probably trash, but y'all wasn't seeing us with academics though. How them grades were.
I get all my other friends on here and we talk about Memphis school growing up. It's gonna be fun.
That's fine. Y'all was ratchet and ghetto.
Right.
Ratchet. Like I said, y'all was probably A1 in sports, but what them grades were.
And they swear their academics was better than everybody's. They wasn't though.
They were.
Their academics was not better.
You can take anybody from a Memphis City School and put them in Carterville. Watch them fold. They can't handle
Watch
it.
me get my 3.8 and 4.0 like I've been getting. I'm
Never,
the same grade point average. I'm
never.
the same GPA because a lot of my teachers at my school was tougher than your teachers.
Guys,
I can guarantee my English teacher, my 12th grade
guys,
English teacher was harder than your 12th grade English teacher. I can
guys.
guarantee that one. And my science teachers, I can guarantee all of them was tougher. I go call my brother. I know his foreign language teacher was tougher than all your foreign language teachers.
There's fine. Say my foreign language.
I can guarantee all that. So just because you went there don't mean y'all academics was better. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But continue.
Was your school voted #1?
It was voted #1 in your own district. It's the
#1?
Collierville district.
No, it wasn't.
If it's the Collierville district, I'm gonna vote my school #1.
No, sweetie. We're one of the top schools in the country. Look it up.
You see how bougie Collierville get? They didn't. Collierville so bougie. They said forget the whole school system. They said forget that school system, but that's that school system. We gonna run our own school system and charge everybody in the neighborhood more on their taxes so they can build this neighborhood. That's how bougie they were. They was like, you know what? Exclude everybody. These high school musical lunches and dinners that these folks get.
They didn't
in the Collierville. These high school lunches. And everything.
The tax money did not pay for that school.
When you look at that money, okay, my bad. The tax money didn't pay for them. They bougie boosters paid for everything. My bad.
Right, because our bougie boosters got money.
It wasn't.
Are you mad because your boosters don't got money?
It wasn't the tax money. I'm sorry.
Are you mad because your boosters don't got money?
I'm sorry, it wasn't the tax money. I'm sorry, it wasn't the tax.
Are your boosters broke?
Shout out to Big Bro that sent money back.
Your boosters broke.
Shout out to Big Bro that shout out money to Wooddale. Because he made the
my boosters can write checks that look like phone numbers.
He made it to the league and send money back to us, so we got enough.
My boosters can donate land to build schools.
Stores that's doing good out there that got that stuff situated. But at the same time, so since we just reminiscing, of course, we just gonna go back. We debate. Of course, we gonna debate schools. You reminisce. My school better than yours. My school better than yours. This just what we do and everything like that. I went to the same 3 schools my whole career. I never transferred I never transferred a school a day in my life. And that's one thing I always wanted to do growing up that I never got to do. I always wanted to be the new kid at the school. Never get that opportunity.
You like the new kid.
The only time I got to be the new kid at the school.
New kid looking ass.
I actually never got to be the new kid at school. Every school I went to, people knew me.
It's the new kid on the block looking
Never had that problem. I always wanted to. Elementary school, that was different. Cromwell, I wanted to stay there. That was cool. But when I got to middle and high school, I always wanted to transfer. I was like, hey, man. Some of the people that you will see on these future episodes, I've been knowing since I was 5. So we all went to the same school since I was like 5 or 6. So it just happened like that. But that's just how it is. And I was just like, bro, that kind of sucks. Never being a transfer student. But everything like that. How was school and everything for you growing up? Was school easy for you? Was it hard? What's some stuff that you like doing in school?
For the most part, I feel like school's pretty easy. I mean, I really don't like school because I get to socialize with my friends, but it was pretty easy. I ain't had no difficult problems or nothing like that.
Growing up, what would you say was your best subject or something growing up?
I would say science.
That was your best subject growing up. What was your favorite subject growing up?
Oh, science.
Okay, so that was your favorite and your best subject was science?
Yeah.
Okay. It kind of makes sense. Like I said, everybody's growing up is different. Mine was English and science. I hated math.
Yeah.
I still hate math to this day. And I hate history. I hated history. I hated history, hated math. Hated both of them. Well, I'm going to rephrase that. I hated learning history that was forced onto me. So learning history on my own, going to researching on my own, I have no problem doing that. I like that type of history. But the history of Christopher Columbus discovered America, that type of bull, I hated that because even though we couldn't prove it or we didn't really say nothing too much like that when we was back in school, the more you learned about it and you got older, you looking at it, it was like, man, bro, on one page it's telling me he discovered America, but on the next page it's telling me Vikings were there already. It's telling me Native Americans were there already. So it was just like the book, just a whole big book of contradiction. And once you figured that out, once you got older, now a lot of the younger people know a lot of that stuff ain't true that they learned in the history books. But like I said, different strokes for different folks. But history and math, I couldn't stand. But I loved English and science. I always loved them too. But yeah, it is what it is. You do it. You said what?
Yeah, I promise that I don't have a booger in my nose. I'm not picking my nose. It's my nose during and it keeps turning, so it makes it look like there's a booger in my nose, but it's really not. I promise. I'm not. I'm not nasty.
Well, she really got one going right now. She picking out a booger and fixing her nose right. So it's really a two.
No, I don't have no boogers.
So
It's nasty.
you know, she's saying that, but really what she did was she went in there and grabbed it and flicked it while y'all wasn't looking. But
That's
really,
so why are you flicking? But who flicks boogers?
she really grabbed it out and it just went down like this, and y'all couldn't tell. But it's really, she's knocking out a 2-for-1 right now, so it's all good. But did you do any activities while you was in school, elementary, middle, or high school?
I did cheerleading. Period. You can ask my brother. My brother will tell you I sucked at cheerleading, but
yeah, she doesn't.
Like a little.
I don't think your energy is high enough to be a cheerleader.
First of all, I was the best cheerleader. Okay.
In your head.
Maybe I'll bust out and do some cheers right now.
You're probably the best one in your head.
That too, but that's fine. Boost my own stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah, you do anything else?
And then I did color guard for high school and in college. That was really fun.
Okay.
I loved it.
What you like the most about that, being the color guard?
About what, color guard?
Yeah.
Performing. Like just the feeling of tossing the flags and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that ain't too bad.
Oh, in high school, I was on the wrestling team.
That's a
for
fun
like a week.
I didn't even know. So we reminiscing.
For like a week.
Yeah, see.
My mom made me quit because I went and got a tattoo and I wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, you see, there's different things like that. You see, she's just throwing a lot of different things in about her past. So she's gonna have to touch on that tattoo. Why did you end up getting that tattoo?
Because I wanted a tattoo.
Why get it when you know your mom was gonna say something?
Because I wanted a tattoo.
Yeah, but if you know your mama might kill you.
Because I wanted it.
She might kill you though.
But she didn't.
Well, because legally she didn't want to be accountable for really killing you. She was just like, ah.
Yeah, but she did. But she definitely told me no more wrestling. I was pissed because I was gonna be the first female wrestler at Carver High School. Put that out there. I was. It was me and some other girl. I can't remember the girl's name. I don't know the girl, but she was real cool. It was gonna be me and her. It was the only two.
Yeah. I ain't got the references on that, so I don't really believe that right now. But you know, I might have to go check the sources because I really don't believe that. But
and then I was gonna attempt to try out for the pom team, but when we went to rehearsals,
what's the
tryout things or whatever camp thing, these girls had did like 3 backflips in a row, keep the leg up in the air, do some kind of little twirl, and then land in a split. That shit's over with. Who's gonna do that? Not the fuck I.
So yeah, she uses a lot of words to, you know, express what she with. I ain't gonna do that. Bleep, 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 bleep. Oh,
I said one word.
She said a couple, but you know.
I definitely said one.
This is like three, but I'm gonna let it slide. But either way,
Don't
you do anything else? You do anything else in school? Thought you was in the band.
nigga, color guard.
I thought you was in the band.
Color guard is the band.
Well, what did you do besides the color guard? Did you actually play an instrument?
No, color guard is part of the band.
Yeah, I ain't coming.
Yes, it is. You got the percussion section, you got the woodwinds, you got the strings, and you got the color guard.
Yeah, I.
Like you got the majorettes and the baton girls or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So
I don't don't get on her and say color guard not part of the band. You're gonna have a whole I'm gonna tag people when you post these, they gonna come for you.
like I care. Yeah, like I care. So we get out of high school. We talked about high school. We
I had
talked.
a booger.
She had a booger.
It's not a booger.
I don't know why she insisting on putting her nose in the camera like that. But either way.
Cause I ain't finna front. I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah. So we back in so we did elementary school, middle school, high school, stuff like that. Is there anything that you enjoyed the most out of each one? What you enjoyed the most out of elementary, middle, and high school?
Different. I middle school was like ugh, whatever. It was just there. Elementary school, I liked summer blast day.
What was some of the last day?
I think people probably called it field day,
Okay. Yeah, I was
but
going. That, yeah,
we
yeah,
said summer blast. I like that was like my favorite
yeah. We
day.
call it field day. I love field day. Yeah, facts.
But yeah, that's my favorite thing that was in high school.
Oh, y'all
And
had
those
that.
in
You had that in high school?
we had no, we had it in high, we had it in the elementary and middle school.
Oh, okay. Middle school, we didn't really. Elementary school, we had field days every year. At the end of the year, we had field days. But middle school was cool. I had fun in middle school. Don't get me wrong. I really did have fun in middle school. But my sixth grade year opened up my whole eyes to how middle school was. Sixth grade was that was a eye opener coming from middle school. So it was fun though. Best thing about elementary school, I love. Well, of course, love recess. Recess was just fun because we used to do class versus class versus class and doing stuff like that. I was on safety patrol, so that was cool doing that for a little while.
Looking ass.
I got kicked off though, but I was on there for the
Get
most.
your Fillmore looking ass and doing
I was on
something.
there for a little while and everything like that, but I don't know. She I'm gonna let her do her little color guard and gymnastics and all that shit. She tried to do gymnastics and see how that worked out.
I
Uh,
said palm. I said I'm on gymnastics.
well, if you call three flips going into a split, that sounds like gymnastics to me. But I mean, it could be something else. But you know, I'm gonna let her be over here looking like Jordan off of the Bernie Mac show with the little ribbons and jumping around with the color guard and all that. You know, she looked like one of them. But I'm gonna leave that alone too. But at the same time, that was fun. But I I didn't know what people meant when we was like, oh, you switch class. You know, when they tell you switch classes, do you switch classes in elementary school? You know what I'm saying? We didn't switch classes either. When we got to middle school, we did. When we got to middle school, we started switching classes. So I had 7 different
Kyle,
classes.
Kyle did.
Yeah, I think they tried. Well, with us, they tried it for the upperclassmen, like the
I said
kindergarten.
no, I didn't. Yeah, we didn't do it until like fourth and fifth grade.
Yeah, that's how it was. So like kindergarten through third, it was like you had the same teacher. They tried it with us, but they tried it like the year before us. But then when I got to fourth and fifth grade, they just kept us with one teacher. They canceled
Y'all
that.
the slow generation.
Nah, not really. For people that don't know, also she's older than me. So she could say the newer generation, because she
Your generation was the ones that was eating the goddamn detergent pods.
this definitely came from them. They ate all this stuff.
And
Pass that down.
that's y'all
Them kids,
asses eat
yeah,
detergent pods.
it's bad. They was doing dumb stuff growing up too. So every generation got their generation of dumb stuff. But elementary school was like that. Middle school, I finally learned what switching teachers was, and I actually like that. I ain't got to see. I mean, you still got to see the same teacher every day, but at least you ain't seen the same teacher every day, all day. So that made it help a little bit. The middle school dances is what opened my eyes because sock hops in sock hops in elementary school to a middle school dance and seeing the difference, yeah, that was out. I was like, huh? Sock hop is basically sock hop is basically a dance.
No.
It's a dance. Basically, they used to we used to for elementary school we would have them during the day. Most of the time, we really didn't do too much after school, unless you was in a club and you stayed over. But for the most part, we really didn't do too much of dances and stuff like that. Or they'll make it. They'll have it at like lunch. They were like at lunch you could buy a ticket for the sock hop. And then they'll let people out at like 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
And from like 12:30 to like or 12:45 to like 2:15, we'll be in the cafeteria. We'll be in the cafeteria having dancing, eating popcorn and stuff like that. We'll do little stuff like that. That's how elementary school was. When I got to middle school, the dances were after school. But they was early. They were like 3 to 6.
Yeah, no, I was later than that.
Nah, I was just like 3 to 6. I was just literally right. We got out at 2:15. The dance started at 3. We'll get there at 3:30, 3:45, and then go from like 4 to 6.
Our jump used to be like 7 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah, now my hours.
I was too ratchet. Yeah, I was ratchet.
Yeah, they was
That's
ratchet.
why I couldn't have y'all shit like ratchet.
Nah, they were ratchet. They gave them no time. They sent them home. They was like, bro, we don't want to see y'all for another few hours. They're just like, yeah, bro, y'all gonna do what y'all gotta do. But the dances were cool. Like a couple of like the winter balls and like eighth grade dances and stuff like that. All that was late for us. That was like 6 to 9, 7 to 10, stuff like that. But for the most part, it was earlier. It was 3 to 6. Sometimes they'll have stuff during the school day. They'll let us out at like I said, 12:30. Yeah, 2:15. And we'll do stuff like that. So it was pretty cool. And you get to high school. High school had some dances. I really didn't have too many dances in high school. You have a winter ball here, a fall pageant here, a ball here. But for the most part, every party that happened in high school was not at school. That was at somebody's house. So
ratchet.
So she's saying ratchet like she didn't go to high school parties more than once. She went to plenty of them.
It's somebody's house.
Parents letting kids just have the house. Yes, y'all can just go have fun. Just take the house and go have fun.
Who parent did
that? Some of your friends' parents.
Nah, for your prom night, but
they're just like, you know what, y'all can have it. Yeah, friends.
Prom night, but not no other night.
Yeah, the other stuff they just having fun out there. But I mean, everybody, we all went to high school, had high school parties. The one thing that I did miss, even though this happened all three different types of for elementary, middle, and high school, the field trips. The field trips was the 1 or 2 bright days out of your school career. What's the field trips? Especially the field trips that took you out of school all day. I had field trips. What time the field trips start? 9. What time you get back? 2. Be loving those field trips. It'll start at 9 and be back by 2.
Where'd I go for field trips?
They try to be, give us some historical figures and stuff. So they'll try to take us to all these museums and stuff like that, and teach us the fake stories. But I went to, like I said, I've been like Civil Rights Museum, been there. The Stax Museum, been there. Went to the zoo before. Went to Graceland. I actually went to Graceland before. Some of those I just signed up just to get out of school. I didn't care where we was going. We just want to get out of school and eat some regular food for that day. I went to the Redbirds game before. Went to the museum. Went to a couple of museums. Went to one of my favorite ones was in middle school. Me and Mike went to. We went to Casey Jones' house. Casey Jones is a little bit about 30, 45 minutes outside of Memphis. Casey Jones' house oh no, we went to Casey Jones' restaurant, and then I think it was the restaurant, and we went to the house of the creator of Roots. I think his house. It was one of those historical little things we went on. So
Casey Jones and Jackson.
yeah, Casey Jones and Jackson. Yeah, we went there. So we went on that trip. I got a few field trips that I went on. I went to go talk at other schools. I was in middle school, high school. Went to go talk to elementary schools before. I went to go talk to Fox Meadows, talk to Cromwell. I talked to all that. So that was fun. But yeah, I had field trips everywhere. You going in a lot of field trips growing up?
The same places. Well, of course, I went to Carville. They ain't taking us to no Civil Rights Museum or the Stax Museum.
Exactly.
The stuff like the Children's Museum. We went to Graceland, the zoo. Um,
Graceland's so overrated.
yes. Where else we go? I think like in middle school, we took a trip to like the high school, and then
Done
in
that.
elementary school, we took a trip to the middle school.
Oh yeah, I also did college trips. Did that as
Yeah,
well.
and
I
yeah,
went to
high school we
university.
went to Memphis.
I went to the University of Memphis so many times. I was like, bro, I've been to the University of Memphis about 5 times, 6
No,
times.
I ain't go that many times.
Because every year when I was in elementary, middle, and high school, if it's a college trip, Memphis was a part of it. So I went to Memphis. I've been on college trip to Memphis, Rhodes, Christian Brothers, Lamar Owen, been to all of them. Did I go to Lane once? I don't know if I did, but I don't think so. But when I was working for the Memphis Ambassador Program, we took the juniors and seniors. We took them on a college trip, and we went from we looked at the Memphis schools first. Then we went out and went to Nashville and looked at those schools. So we looked at MT, we looked at Fisk, we looked at MT and Fisk, and then we left there, came back. We looked at Lemoyne and Baptist College. We looked at like 5 or 6 different ones. So the college trips is the college trips. Now, since we hit on elementary, middle, and high school and how like it was growing up and everything like that, we both growing up with siblings. I grew up with 2 older brothers. She grew up with an older sister and an older brother. So we both grew up with more people in the house. So adjusting to your family could be easy, could be hard. Just depends on how you are with people. But for the most part, growing up, me and my brothers, we really didn't have too much beef. We really didn't do too much to each other.
Yeah, we didn't either. We had the typical brother sister stuff, but it wasn't. Like, that was my best friend.
Yeah, it's nothing to where I can cut either one of them off. It's nothing like that. I know some people who got family members that they just cut off, and those two they pretty. My brothers, we like this. We always tight. So yeah, so I can't really say nothing bad about them. So we get up and we getting out of high school now. Getting up out of high school now, and we going to college. Told y'all she older than me, so she got out of high school 3 years before I did. She got out of high school. So by the time we meet up, I'm in college. So I'm gonna let her explain.
Why you gotta tell that? It was my couple.
Yeah. Anyway, she was 3 years older than me, but at the same time, so when she left, she didn't even go to the school we went, the school we ended up meeting at. She didn't even go there first. Tell the folks where you went to first.
I went to the one, the only, the best.
The only HBCU in Kentucky.
Okay, and
Exactly.
Kentucky State University. Shout out to the Thoroughbreds. We the best. Period.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, so yeah, she went to HBCU first out, fresh out of college. I mean, fresh out of high school. She went to HBCU. She went up there. She was, having fun. She did what she did, and she was chilling in school and everything like that. So what happened after Kentucky State and everything like that? You just going transfer? Where you end up going to after that?
Now after I did 2 years at Kentucky State. Then when I got pregnant with Kyle, I finished out my sophomore semester and then I moved back home and I attempted to go to Russ College after I had my child. That didn't work out because Russ College was it
She
was just Russ
really
College.
described.
I'm
She
not
really
gonna
described.
speak down on no school. I'm not gonna speak down on no school, but it just wasn't for me.
I'm gonna tell you like this. They ain't high on her list. I'll just say that.
They not. But it's all right though. I met some good people while I was at Russ though. We
And
was
for the
lit
people
down
that
there.
don't know, she does have a son named Kyle.
Yes. We was lit at Russ though. After I left Russ, I became a correctional officer for 3 years, I think. Yeah, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, that's when I went and decided to go to UT Martin.
Did you go to University of Memphis first?
Hmm?
Did you go to University of Memphis first?
I don't really count that because I only went for like a day.
Oh, okay. And you
Yeah.
said, okay.
I got enrolled in the University of Memphis, but that was University of Memphis was actually before Russ. I tried to go because I was still pregnant with Kyle when I tried to go to UT Martin, but I mean UT. Well, I tried to go to University of Memphis, but um, when I got to University of Memphis, it's like after I got accepted, after I got enrolled, they told me that my credits from Kentucky wouldn't transfer, and I wasn't gonna start all the way back over.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, after that one day, I was like, nah, forget it. And so I decided to go to UTM.
Yeah, that's the. As much as I said I would love to have transferred growing up, that's the one thing I probably didn't want to deal with. That's why I'm glad going to college. I was like, yeah, them transferring and not transferring my credits over. Yeah, that wasn't on. Nah, it's a wrap. Okay, not transferring one class, cool. Not transferring two classes, okay, that's cool. I could remake those up. But not transferring, I got 60 credits and you not transferring 52 of them, yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. So she ended up going to UT Martin. For me,
So
like,
therefore, when people be like the um HBCU versus PWIs, I can have an opinion because I went to both.
yeah, she can have an honest opinion. That one, I would that everybody should be able to let slide because you experience both. If you experience both, you you can see it from both sides of it. Flip the coin, you see it from both sides. So, like I said, I graduated 3 years later than her. So when I got out, when I was applying for schools, it was it was three schools I was looking at. UT Martin was one. I was actually four schools. I was looking at UT Martin, looked at MTSU, looked at Austin P, and I also looked at Ole Miss. Those were the four schools I was thinking about going to. I wanted to go to the HBCU, but a couple things here and there wouldn't just didn't allow me to make that. And then also I had two older brothers. With having two older brothers that went to college, my mom gave all of us the same rule. You get one transfer. So if you go to a school and you don't like it, You can transfer to whatever school you want to, but just know if you transfer to that school, that's where you staying at. If you don't like it, oh well, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna stay there. So my oldest brother, he went to Mississippi Valley State, went to HBCU. After 1 year, didn't like it, transferred to UT Martin. My other brother, he went to UT Knox, was there for a semester, got an internship. After that internship, he came to Martin. So of course, my mother says, you going to UT Martin right off. Even though I had other schools I was looking at, you going to UT Martin right off. And if you don't like UT Martin, you can transfer. When I got to Martin, so that's what ended up doing that, and especially since I couldn't play football no more. After football was kind of taken away from me, I was like, okay, now it's back to academic sheet. It's just academics now. Athletics is over. It's just academic sheet. So then I went to UT Martin, and I went there in the fall of 2013. I went to UT Martin, and I knew people there already because both of my brothers transferred there, so they knew people. I knew people, so I knew a lot of upperclassmen when I got there. So I was there a couple of years and everything. I end up pledging when I get there. And after I crossed in 2016, this young lady on this side ends up coming to UT Martin. Was fall 2016? So I crossed in the spring of 2016. She comes the fall of 2016. So we're going to enter part 2 of this podcast, which is how did me and SJ meet? So can you go ahead and start out?
Nah, because the version that I tell you, I was gotta come and contradict it and just say well, that's not how it went.
It depends on what she say, because she be saying some off the wall stuff, and she be going left. She goes left a lot. So now I'm gonna let her tell this side story. But trust me, if she say something that I know ain't right, I'm gonna jump in. So I'm gonna let you tell your side of the story right now. So we met. I'll give them the basis. We met in 2017. So she got that fall 16. We started communicating, met each other basically in 2017. Or did we meet in 2016?
No, it was 17.
So we ended up meeting that next semester. So she got that fall 16. We ended up meeting spring 17.
We did not. It was not spring 17.
How was it not spring 17?
It was fall 17.
It was definitely spring 17.
No, it wasn't. It was fall 17.
It was spring 17.
No, because I had moved into okay, anyway, I'm gonna get into the story because he ain't messing up dates. You got me confused with the wrong chick.
Nah, she keep forgetting, but
because I stayed on campus my first semester. My first year I stayed on campus, and then I moved off campus to the stations in 2017, the fall of 2017 before school started. And then we met at the APO. We're both in a service fraternity called Alpha Phi Omega, and we was having a barbecue.
That was the spring.
It was spring.
Thank you. I know my time period.
Oh, okay. So
I know when stuff happens.
I give him that.
She will say this though. I'll give her credit with this. She will always say my memory is better than hers. This is one thing she will always say.
Yeah, I can't tell you what I ate today.
And that's the thing. I can remember stuff from long time away. I mean, long in the past and everything like that. But if you ask me something that just happened a day ago, a couple days ago, my mind.
See, I don't really count that because like we did meet the spring of 17, but like we didn't start communicating until the fall.
Anyway, the picnic was in the spring of 17. So we was it. So the little barbecue. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't around the fraternity that much anymore.
I didn't know who the fuck. I keep cussing. Y'all gotta excuse me.
She can cuss. We both. I just be trying to think sometimes. That's why I don't.
I didn't know who this person was. They was like, "We having a barbecue at Rasheed's house." All right, who is she? You don't need for she. That name sounds so stupid.
I said, first of all, she hating, and then two, I like that. I ain't gonna lie. It's been probably about 6 months to a year since I've really been messing with them. So, but I like to grill. I like to cook. So one of our members, Isis, had hit me up and said, "Hey man, can you barbecue with us? I know you. If we gonna give you the food and everything, can you just grill and everything?" I was like, "Man, I ain't doing nothing else. Yeah, we good. You know, we all good like that." So you go ahead and continue.
So we had a little barbecue or whatever. I think for whatever reason, I had showed up late, a little late. It was like dark outside when I had got there or whatever. And what?
I said facts.
Yeah, it was dark when I got there. So they were still like cooking the food and stuff. And I think they were gonna put like the burgers on the grill or something like that.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna lie, I had people. Okay, he look cute. Who's that? I ain't seen him before. Who's this person? Think I had asked my friend. I had asked my line brother Isha who it was. She told me that and I was like, okay. And think I asked like, is he talking to somebody? She was like, I don't know. I think he is. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not breaking up no happy homes. Cool, whatever. And so he was grilling. So it was a bunch of us just outside chilling or whatnot. And like I said, it was dark. So he asked somebody to use a flashlight on their phone or something. My little giggly bubbly self, I got one, you can use mine. Looking at her. And so, yeah, use one on my phone or whatever. And yeah, that's basically how we met.
Yeah, I kind of knew she was flirting. So I'm over
I
there.
would agree.
Because I'm cooking food and my homeboy Marcus was over there with me.
I just wanted a burger.
Huh?
I just wanted a burger.
Over there with me. So I left. So it was some burgers there, but some more on the table. So I was like, "Can you get the burger?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get them for you." So she grabbed the burgers. And I was like, "Can I see somebody like, oh yeah, I got it." So she already is putting it out there.
Because you making me sound real thirsty right now.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay.
She was doing what she was doing like that, but I can tell she wanted to talk.
Just a nice person.
She was not. She was being nice, and she was being nice in the situation. But I could tell she was. Man, she was filling me out. I ain't had no problem with it because it was fun. It was nice talking to her. It was nice talking to her. So we ended up doing. So I ended up cooking those burgers and everything like that, and I think we spoke again before the year was over with.
Before the year over with, yeah.
You might have spoke again before that semester was over with, but I can't really tell because the picnic was at the picnic and the grill was at the end of the semester when we did it. Yeah. It was like in April when we did it. It was like at the end.
And I'm pretty sure we spoke like around. We saw each other around campus. We spoke, but
yeah, because me and her have a lot of the same mutual friends or mutual people we talk to. We know a lot of the same people, but you gotta realize too, we at UT Martin, the black population this big, so we all run into the same people all the time. But it was cool. It was cool. Then we come back to school fall 17.
So fall 17. I was, how I put this? I was in a situationship.
She was in an entanglement.
No, baby, don't do that. It was no entanglement. Don't do that.
It was an entanglement.
It was not an entanglement.
It was an entanglement.
It was a situationship.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
Entanglement.
Anyways, I was in a situationship. And so I had no business being in. And so, I don't know exactly how, but me and she, we ended up being friends on Snapchat. And one day,
no, I feel like either I saw it on like either I saw it on Instagram, or what happened was one of us got mentioned on Snapchat and one of us swiped up and added the other.
Yeah,
that's the only.
We don't remember how. So he posted a picture. everybody who know us know we both like real into the '90s stuff or whatever. So he had posted a picture that was like a bunch of '90s cartoon shirts or something like that. And so he posted a picture, and I slid DM'd him, and I was like, "Were mine?" or something like that, or "Did you buy me one?" or something like that. And we started communicating like that. We would Snapchat back and forth for a good little minute. But then this was before Snapchat got the thing where like you can save the messages or whatever. So a lot of times like we'll snap each other, but then
Forget what we talking
uh
about.
yeah, like because we have like we would be snapping, but we have like classes and work and stuff like that. So like he'll snap me, but then it'll be like an hour or two later before I reply back, and then when I open it, I have no idea what we're talking about or something like that.
And then a lot of times, me and her, we send quick text messages and quick messages and stuff. So it'd be like 2 or 3 words. It'd be like 2 or 3
So yeah,
words, and we'll look at it. We be like, bro, what did we just talk about for 2 hours? Don't even know.
and and so I think finally I was like, man, I don't like Snapchat. Just text me. And so I gave him my number.
And within the
And
next
then we
hour,
started texting.
I text her.
He said, what?
Within the next hour, I text her. Within the next hour,
Yeah.
I
And
text
so we started talking like this. So that was better. We was texting back and forth. But by this time, when I gave him my number, I had just got out of my situationship. I was like, had cut my situationship off and I wasn't doing no more. And we were texting one day and then he asked me uh to come over to his apartment, and I was like, I think I told him like, nah, I'm sleepy, I'm tired, I'm gonna come over tomorrow. And yeah, and so I ended up, I eventually came over
Yeah, because
to
she
the
did that for about a month.
I eventually came.
This is my podcast. She did that for about a month. She did that one for about a
I
month. She
did.
kept on, for about a month. She kept on saying,
Y'all listen, it was not a month. He dramatic. It was
"Oh,
probably like
it was
it was
legit."
probably like 2 days.
Oh, she lying for real now. It legit was like a month. She kept on saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna come over." Now, oh, I got caught up with schoolwork. I can't really come right now. Oh, I gotta work. It was something different every time.
But
So
listen, so like y'all,
eventually, I called her one time, and she was just like, "Yeah, I'll be over there." She was already out. It was like she just got done with class or something, so she was driving. It was something like that. She was already out, so she's like, "Yeah, I'll come over there. I'll come over there." So we come over there, we kicking it.
so no, let's rewind back. So I'm one of the people that, even though I had cut my situationship off, there was still some, unresolved feelings or whatever. And I didn't want to just jump into the next situation or whatever without harboring and dealing with those feelings or whatever. Like yeah, I'm just not that type of person.
But you know the thing is, she could have told me that. She
At
didn't.
the time, that wasn't your business.
If we've been snapping for this long and you gave me your number and I asked you, let's come and kick it, and you don't for a month, you could have told me, it's like, hey, I understand we talking and cool and everything like that.
I think I did tell you. I eventually did tell you.
Eventually, after me and you started talking.
No.
First of all, the other funny part about this is we ain't gonna get into this part of the situation, but I just want to mention it. I didn't even know who she was messing with. She had when she told me who she was messing with at that time.
Let's not go there. Don't do that. We're not doing that on this part. We're not doing that.
No, I was like, I didn't even know.
No, that's not important though.
I didn't even know. And I was like,
Apparently, hell, I didn't. Apparently, I didn't know either.
and I ain't know, but it was
Anyways, we're
it
not
was
gonna get
crazy.
into that. We're not gonna get into that. Anyways, so yeah, so that's how we ended up start talking in. Yeah, so finally, like he said, the one day, anybody know me know, like once I get like home, like in my own space, I don't like wearing clothes. So like once I get in the house, it's over. I'm not coming back out because I'm pretty sure I don't have no clothes. I'm not gonna get back dressed. I'm not gonna do this. So that's what that was the last time. Finally, like he said, he probably called me one day while I was already out coming from class or work or something, and I came over. I think I got no, yeah, I came over and um
She got comfortable without me even.
I got comfortable because we was in his room watching TV or something.
Right.
And so I asked him, I was like, "Can I put my feet on your bed?" You know, some people don't like feel like they're on their bed.
She had me she sit down in my bed. Of course, I'm like, yeah, you can. But she was like, "Can I put my feet in your bed?" I was like, "Get comfortable, do what you do." This girl took her shoes. She took her shoes. She got in the bed, put the cover on top of her leg.
Under the covers. And I'm pretty sure, like, we was watching TV, we was talking.
She got curled up in the bed while we was watching TV. Like,
and I went to sleep.
And she was there. She went to sleep. Like legit. She legit came over there, and I was like, "You could sit down in the bed. You cool. It's cool." She like, "I put my feet. You good? Get comfortable." She went to sleep.
Yeah, like anybody know me, I will go to sleep. Yeah, ask anybody that I ever cheat with. Like even like you can ask Niecy. Me and Niecy supposed to be studying. Once I get in the bed or on the couch comfortable, it's over. I'm going to go to sleep. I do it at Keandra and them house. I do it at my best friend Cece house. I've done it at Niecy house. I've done it at Fee house. Anybody house. Yeah. Christy house. All of them.
And most of the people she just named, I'm probably gonna have on this show. So you gonna see, and they gonna talk about it too. Once I get Niecy or Fee and some of them on this show, you will see how we met and then how all this cross paths. But for the most part, yeah, she got coming. And every time out there, she got out there, she didn't ask, "Can I do this? Can I do that?" It was a wrap out of that. She wasn't asking nothing else. She was like, she was getting my key to come over. She was getting my key to the house. It wasn't even nothing else after that. She was getting my key.
Because I think at the time he was doing the working the overnights at the desk in the dorm.
Was this 2017? His house? Yeah, if it's 2017, if it's the fall of 2017, then yeah, I was, because I worked in the rec. I finished in the rec in the spring, and I think I did the overnight for about a year and a half. So yeah, that's probably So I was working midnight to 8, then getting up going to class the next day.
So a lot of times I don't even know why. Like I had my own bed, but I go in his house and go to sleep.
Now my bed was comfortable. I can't lie, my bed was comfortable.
It was alright.
It was real comfortable. She even said that all the time. It's like, your bed comfortable. So
don't do that. Don't. Yeah. Like, it was alright.
It was comfortable. She was always knocked out there, but she fell asleep on the couch too. So it really didn't matter. She fell asleep everywhere in the house. So I had TVs in both rooms, so we could be in the living room. She would fall asleep on the couch. We in the bedroom. She fall asleep on the bed. So we was kicking it, and it was like she was just like, she was comfortable. After that first time she came over, it wasn't no asking no questions. After that, she would come over, shoes come off, everything, shoes and a jacket coming off instantly. That as soon as she come out, she got a hoodie on or something, all that was coming off, and she finna go lay down. And whatever happens out there, she'll figure it out. If she gotta get up and go somewhere, she'd be like, "Okay, I gotta go put shoes, I gotta put clothes on, stuff like that." But for the most part, she was spending time in my house, and most of the time, if I spend the night at her house, I was already over there in the reserves, kicking it, and I went over there and stayed the night. Or something wrong with my apartment. Something was wrong with my apartment. That's most of the time I eventually went to go stay with her. But for the most part, she was at my house because I had my own apartment. So there, me and her, we could chill, just me and her. We don't have to deal with suite mates or roommates.
Yeah, and I was staying at the stations. And so I had stations and reserves. I had 3 other suite mates.
So you got 2 to 3 suite mates, but it depends on which room you're in. But if you got 2 to 3 suite mates, having somebody over only works so much. So, but having your own apartment, it was fun. So that's a little backstory of how she was growing up, how I was growing up, how we met in college, stuff like that. And we've been rolling together for a while now. We rolled together for a while now. Been some ups, been some downs. There's been a whole lot of things.
Woo!
A whole lot of things. I might one day.
No.
I might one day.
No.
I might.
That ain't happening.
I might do it one day. I might do an I'm Just Reminiscing Dark Edition. I might do
Mm-mm.
it. I might do it. Well, I touch on stuff that I can't talk about right now. But for the most part,
I mean, I know disclaimer. If we do a dark edition, I ain't nobody in their motherfucking feelings because I ain't sparing no feelings.
and then I'm gonna be doing the same thing. Ain't no feeling spared. We gonna if me and her, one thing we always do though, if we gonna talk about it, we gonna talk about it. We ain't gonna be like we're gonna talk about this part, we're gonna talk about that part, we're gonna skip. Nah, me and her, we both good at that. If we're gonna talk about it, we're gonna talk about everything. So it's all good and everything like that. What else? Me and her, now one thing that did, me and her never took class together. We was on campus we was on the campus together in school for about 2 years. And me and her never took classes together. It's just for some reason our classes never really overlapped. I was in the health, I was in the health and communications field. She was in the criminal justice field. So a lot of those classes don't really overlap unless we was taking a general ed class like psychology or philosophy or something like that. But by that time, it, I was already, I was a junior, I was a sophomore, junior. I was a tweener. So other than that, that's how it was. Plus, we was in Alpha Maker together. Um, she came out. She came out to some of my stuff for Alpha. I think she came to the line dance before. I think she came to the step show before. I think I'm not 100% sure.
Oh no, I ain't doing nothing much playing. No, I did.
I really don't know what all
It
she
wasn't my
did.
choice. I would hang with people that wanted to go because if it was up to me, I would stay in my room and be watching Criminal Minds.
Yeah, so I ain't really for the most part she came to some of the stuff, but most of the time whenever we threw weeks, she came to the week and everything like that. But for the most part, she knew everybody that was alpha. She knew them before that was alphas, and some of them doing that was alphas. So she already knew most of the people I was with. So it's just my circle was I had a select few of people, and it just so happened she knew everybody I hung with. So it wasn't really no, oh, you doing it now? I'm with them. I'm with them. So we went through some stuff, but yeah, what it is, we got through it, and we at where we at now. So we finishing up with that. Since y'all know now that how we got together, how we met, and everything like that, we finishing up with part 3, and part 3 is where are we at today? So on this day in August, it's 2020, and we are happy to show that we are still together.
Pregnant.
We are still together.
Pregnant.
We are still together. So we gonna talk about that.
Baby coming 2021.
So we are done with that. So we are good. Everything's good now. She relocated for a new job. She relocated out of Memphis.
We telling all my business.
She relocated out of Memphis. I didn't say where you was at or nothing like that. I just said she relocated out of Memphis.
So I'm in Knoxville.
See, she even said it. I was like, she relocated out of Memphis. Um, I'll be leaving Memphis soon. So I will be also heading out there. I'm gonna continue these podcasts. I'm gonna do a lot more content and everything like that. Build my following and everything. Just gotta keep keep the pedal to the metal. Keep pushing. Gotta do everything that you gotta do. But for the we doing good right now. We looking at stuff to do. Traveling. We like I said, traveling is halting right now because of COVID. COVID doing a lot of stuff that we ain't really too happy about. But you gotta go with the times. But we still looking to travel a little bit. Maybe me and her planning on going to the cabins this year. So, just something just to get away, something small and quick, but so much fun can happen there and everything like that. But for the most part, everything is good on my end. How you look at the situation?
Good. Good. Told y'all we're pregnant. Baby coming 2021.
If y'all let her tell this lie to y'all,
Yeah,
if
we're
y'all
hoping for a boy.
if y'all let her tell this lie to y'all and y'all believe it, something ain't right with y'all.
Let me stop before let me stop.
Yeah, we cutting all that off right now.
The power of the couple and speak this up into existence. We're not ready yet. We're not ready yet.
Yeah, so we gon'
I don't have a ring yet.
we holding off on that one. So
I don't have a ring yet.
we ain't gonna even talk about
Yet. That's coming 2021.
we ain't even really talking about none of this stuff right now. But you guys, I really do appreciate everybody that actually stayed on this long and listened to me and my girlfriend
How long we been on?
reminisce about stuff that's just growing up with different activities and stuff like that. I got to check and see what time we started, and I really can't tell you what time we started. So I don't know, but I will tell you after the video. But for the most part, everything was good. We got a lot of stuff we got coming soon. Me with more content, more original content as well. I got I'm gonna try to start doing virtual game night. I'm gonna also start doing continue with this podcast. I'm just reminiscing. I got a new series coming out called Top 5, where I come up with, it's so many different topics I'm gonna talk about that I'm gonna start releasing weekly videos, maybe twice a week. You never know. You might double up and get 2 videos in 1 week. I don't know yet, but we're gonna talk about anything. I'm gonna be like, what's the top 5 shoes? What's the top 5 candy bars? What's the top 5 cereals? What's the top 5 seafood items? It could be a whole bunch of different stuff that I'm gonna talk about. So I'm gonna talk about a whole bunch of different other stuff and everything like that. So that's one of the podcasts. I got a couple of more things that's coming up in the works now with other people about doing other podcasts and weekly and everything like that. Me and Sjay right here, we might put a podcast together for you guys as well. We talking about doing one for ourselves that we're gonna talk about some stuff that we're gonna do weekly as well. So y'all just stay tuned. Please check out my previous content that's on my YouTube. My YouTube is at Need for Sheed on YouTube. Need for Sheed on YouTube. Go subscribe. Please go like, comment, subscribe, and share my content that you see on there already. Follow me on Instagram at Need for Sheed, need_for_Sheed, and that's FOR. Need for Sheed. Twitter, same thing. Need_for_Sheed. YouTube, Need for Sheed. Follow me on all of those platforms, and the content will continue to go on. You want to plug in yourself, baby?
Yeah, I don't know my social media by heart.
I believe her.
Facebook is Chandrika SJ Dyson. Snapchat is, hold on, let me see.
Her first name, you spell it SHANDDRIKKA. That's her first name.
My Snapchat is flawless underscore Queen B. And I think my Instagram is,
I think it's underscore flawless Queen.
Yeah, underscore flawless Queen B. No, Queen J.
JAY. So her Instagram is underscore flawless Queen J, JAY. And her Snapchat is flawless underscore Queen B. That's her Snapchat. Well, you guys, that's the first episode of I'm Just Reminiscing. I just want to thank my special guest, my girlfriend Sjay, for.
Don't do that. I'm your beautiful, gorgeous girlfriend. Better put some respect on my name.
Anyway, I want to thank my girlfriend Sjay for being on my first episode of I'm Just Reminiscing. And as you can see, we're working out a lot of different kinks and everything like that. So you can see where a lot of improvement is going to come. But y'all just stay tuned and take this ride with me to the top. We're going to get there. So I want to thank everybody that tuned in, that checked out this content. You're gonna get new people on here every week. Every week we're gonna have something different. And I just want to thank everybody for doing this. And I'll catch you guys next week on another episode of I'm Just Reminiscing. See you guys next week. You feel me?